Welcome to Match My Email. My name is Paul, and I give the live demos. If you'd like a live demo, send an email to info@matchmyemail.com, and I will send you a GoToMeeting invite for a screen sharing session. This video is called The Mechanics. It shows how Match My Email works. I'm going to start with the Match My Email web tab. A web tab in Salesforce is a view into a third-party cloud. Match My Email is a third-party cloud. As you can see from this slide, the purpose of Match My Email is to automate email syncing and logging between what we call the email cloud and the Salesforce cloud. Match My Email is an integration cloud that sits between those two clouds and works 24/7, 365, automatically taking emails out of the email cloud, processing them, and then putting them into the right records in Salesforce.com. The Match My Email cloud is hosted at Amazon Web Services. It talks directly to your email cloud. By that I would mean Gmail, Office 365, GoDaddy, Rackspace, your email provider. Every 20 minutes, Match My Email talks to the email cloud through the back end through something called the IMAP port. It then imports any new inbound or outgoing emails from your mailbox from selected folders. From those emails, it extracts email addresses. The technology works by parsing the header. It finds the email addresses in to, from, CC, and blind CC. It finds unique identifiers so the email can be tracked, and downloads the attachment source code. Then Match My Email goes into the Salesforce cloud, and it downloads email addresses in the various records. From these email address fields, it extracts email addresses. For example, here in this contact, there's an email address field that Match My Email can use to match to the email addresses in the to, from, CC, and blind CC lines of the email header. Now the system has two lists of email addresses. Computers are very good at finding matches between exact things, in this case, email addresses. When Match My Email finds a match between the email addresses in the header and the email addresses in a record in Salesforce, or multiple records in Salesforce, it uploads the emails and the attachments to all the relevant records. I'm going to log in now using my email username and password to the Match My Email cloud. I'm doing this through what they call a web tab in Salesforce. It's a Salesforce technology that lets you have a window into a third-party application like ours in a third-party cloud. Even though the screen looks exactly like Salesforce, don't be deceived. We have copied the look and feel and color scheme of Salesforce so that when you're working in Match My Email inside of Salesforce, the user has the illusion that they are inside Salesforce. The first step in setting up Match My Email is to import emails to our cloud. That is done with the Import tab. As you can see under the Import tab, Match My Email is a cross-platform system. It works on the IMAP open standard, so it can work with virtually any business email account type at once. In a base subscription, we give the user the opportunity to integrate to 2 email addresses at once, but if you want extra email address integrations, you can have them if you pay extra. Using Gmail as an example, all the user has to do to import emails to our cloud is enter what they call the IMAP credentials of their email server or service. In the case of Gmail, that is imap.gmail.com, the secure port 993, and then the Gmail username and password. Passwords go into the Match My Email cloud fully encrypted because we're not allowed, under the rules set by Salesforce, to have any access to the user's passwords and credentials, nor their content. With the username and password and the IMAP credentials, the user then clicks on a Refresh Folders button. That's because Match My Email is based on folder selection technology. The user decides which folders from their mailbox to sync to Salesforce. Most people will pick their inbox and their sent items. That means any email that drops into the inbox or any email that goes out of the sent mail will be synced to Salesforce. Match My Email works on a 20-minute cycle. The first step in the cycle is to query Salesforce. From Salesforce, Match My Email downloads any new or modified records, whether they're leads, contacts, accounts, opportunities, cases, or custom objects that the user has created. The second step is to look inside the selected folders and imports the emails that have been sent or received in the past 20 minutes to the Match My Email cloud for processing. All the emails get put into what we call the email cloud. The email cloud is where we store the emails for 45 days. All emails come in as no matches. As soon as the program can find an email address in the header of the email, whether it's to, from, CC, or blind CC, that matches to a record in Salesforce, a permanent copy of the email is uploaded to Salesforce. As you see here, this email with the email address dstablemeister@demo.matchmyemail.com relates to the contact Dan Stablemaster. We can click on the link, which was blue and underlined, and see that same email address field in the record. So once Match My Email sees an email address in the email that matches to an email address in the record, it puts a permanent copy of the email into our email messages visual force component in chronological order so that the user has a complete 100% automatically created record of all the email correspondence between this particular record, Dan Stablemaster, a contact, and the user. As I said in the other demo, we show the emails in terms of who they're from, what the subject line is. You can hover over the subject line and see the underlying body of the email. The date and time is clearly visible. Attachments are on the first level of the GUI and easily opened by a couple of clicks. And in the Type Matches column, we show which records in Salesforce a particular email is related to. In this particular case, the email is related to 3 different contacts, and it rolls up into an account, and it was imported by 2 different users. We call this the social context of the email. So now the emails have gotten into the Match My Email cloud. They came in as no matches. The system has found, in this particular case, an email that matched. In the case of John Stablehand, another email address that matched. Here's a third email address that matched. One or more of those contacts roll up into an account through a roll-up function. As you can see here, this rolled up from the contact, John Stablehand. Once we've rolled an email up once to an account, we don't roll it up another time because that would create redundancy and clutter in Salesforce. In this particular case, we've matched to an opportunity. Match My Email can match opportunities by either email address or, as you see in this case, by something we call precision custom tags. But that's the subject of another video. So now the question becomes, how do you set up the account in terms of account management and integration to Salesforce? Salesforce integration is done through the Salesforce Integration tab. Salesforce integration is simple. It is based on a technology called Open Authentication, or OAuth. And Match My Email uses OAuth 2, which is supported by Salesforce. That means that once you authenticate Match My Email cloud to the Salesforce cloud, you can change the password in Salesforce as many times as you want, and our system will keep track of those new and changing passwords, and you'll never have to come back into our cloud and change a password in order to authenticate to Salesforce. In addition, there's lots of ways that you can customize the way Match My Email interacts with Salesforce. You can pick different types of records to match with, and you can also look at your upload rules in terms of which size attachments to upload to Salesforce, which inline signature images you want to block. You can enable Team Dedupe. With Team Dedupe, if an email is addressed to 2 or more members of the sales team, only one copy of the email is uploaded to Salesforce. And last but not least, if you would prefer to upload the attachments to Google Drive as a way to save file storage in Salesforce. Again, if you'd like more information on all of these matching rules, upload rules, authentications to Salesforce, please send an email to info@matchmyemail.com and I'll arrange for a live demo where you can ask your questions and get them answered. You'll also notice that Match My Email can handle importing emails from multiple email domains at once and can create different kinds of user groups. In Match My Email, there are 3 roles. There's the cloud admin who creates the account and then creates the domains or groups. Within the domains, there are 2 different roles. People can be either a domain admin or they can be an end user. In conclusion, as I mentioned at the start of this video, Match My Email is an integration cloud that sits between the email cloud and the Salesforce cloud, processing emails so that they are matched based on their either email address fields or custom tags to the right records in Salesforce. If you'd like a live demo or you'd like to set up a trial of Match My Email, we offer 30-day free trials. Please send an email to info@matchmyemail.com. Thank you for your attention and your interest.